Hi, here is Hayden from YouSwap. You are founder and developer, yes, as I understand.
Yep.
Could you briefly describe your project? What is it? What is YouSwap?
Yeah, Uniswap is a decentralized exchange protocol built on top of Ethereum. The main idea is to make it as easy as possible to be a liquidity provider or to trade between Ethereum and ERC20 tokens. It's very, very decentralized. We don't have our own token. We don't take any fees. We don't control listing.
How you have started this project? As I know, you have a support from Ethereum, yes? It started from Ethereum support or not? Or you had
Yeah. So Uniswap started as a side project for me. It was basically a way for me to learn. I used to be a mechanical engineer. I just started becoming a software developer, and so Uniswap. And I was basically wanting to get into Ethereum and smart contracts, and I was looking for a project to learn on. And my friend pointed me towards some blog posts from Vitalik talking about this like X times Y equals K market maker. That's what he called it. And so I started experimenting with it, and I built a proof of concept implementation. And I used that, and using that proof of concept, once I had sort of fleshed it out and made it a little bit better, I basically showed it to the Etherium Foundation, applied for a grant. They gave it to me, and that allowed me to, make it a higher quality, get it audited and build a professional front end for it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and so that was where the funding came from. But I had built it really before the grant.
That's cool. That's cool. How many people now work in Uniswap?
So for up until 2 weeks ago, it was just me.
Really?
I was the only full time. There were contributors, open source developers who were contributing online. But I built the smart contracts and the white paper and all that, or I designed, and then I paid contractors to work on the front end. And then I paid for an audit from the Etherium Foundation grant, and that was it. And then very, very recently I raised some money, and now I have two developers.
No.
So it's three.
That's the team.
So it's 3 people now. The first one started a month ago. The second one started 2 weeks ago.
Okay, that's great. How do you think? What's the most challenge for your project?
I'm not sure yet. I do. The biggest challenge is probably keeping it, sort of figuring out continuous, figuring out how to continually finance the project, like sustainable business model while being a open source public good. It's a challenging thing. We're confident we can do it, but it's a challenge.
Okay, that's great. So thank you. We wish you all the best, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The podcast.
Here is Loy Lu, co-founder of Kyber project. Hi, Loy. Nice to meet you.
Thanks for having me.
Could you briefly describe what is Kyber network?
So Kyber is an on-chain liquidity protocol that connects different sources of liquidity on the blockchain, right? And make it simple for anyone to utilize and take the liquidity from other available sources.
When did you start this project and how it was?
Almost 2 years ago, back in 2017. Yeah. So far we have been working quite hard on building the ecosystem that utilize and connect to Kyber protocol. So in terms of project, we have popular wallets like MyTel wallet, IAM token, the most popular one in China, and many other wallets that integrate with Kyber to allow the end users to do the token swap directly from the wallet. We also have a lot of other DeFi applications that integrate with Kyber to leverage the liquidity that we integrate, right? And in terms of liquidity providers, we have people like Uniswap, Bancor, Oasis, and many other token teams as well who contribute the liquidity to the protocol.
Where are you located in now? Your team?
So we're based in Singapore.
In Singapore.
Yeah.
And what do you think? What's the main issue for your project now? With which issues are you big deal now?
I think it's a common issue. So most of it's not really an issue, but it's a challenge, right?
Challenges, yes.
For most of the project in the space, that is how do you make it seamless and easy for the end users to start using your project, right? To start using your product and your platform, right? So I think that's the common challenge.
Adoption.
Yeah, adoption, exactly.
Everyone is talking about it.
Exactly.
I think that.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay, what do you think about your auditory now? How many users in Kyber network?
So I think in terms of like daily users, we have roughly 1,000 every day. That's quite
Especially from East, from China and Singapore.
From everywhere.
From everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. So we actually have a lot of users from Europe. Yeah. And also from US as well. But also Asia, right? So it's quite distributed.
As I listened on the conference, you talked that one of the challenges is to switch to other protocols, not to focus only on Ethereum, to think about other chains, yes,
right.
and to maybe to make deal with other decentralized exchanges like Uniswap, to make a big platform that make deal with all of them, yes?
Yeah, so I think what we see is that there are other chains, right, and there are other ecosystems that have very liquid assets like Bitcoin, EOS, and a few others, right? And then they also have like their own ecosystem within their own blockchain. So the challenge here is that how we can connect different blockchains together and make the liquid, make the asset like fly and travel between different ecosystems seamlessly, right? Yeah, so that's one of the main problems that we're trying to tackle as well.
See ya. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Bye.
Here is Danny from Etherium Foundation. You are a researcher and developer, yes?
Yes.
And the main question which is interesting for us is what are you focused in now? What's the main interest of Etherium Foundation and your?
Right, so I spend all of my time working on Ethereum 2.0, which is a major protocol upgrade for Ethereum in general, to move towards proof of stake and to shard the protocol so that we can reach like 1000x scaling without sacrificing decentralization. I work on research on that, I work on some specification writing, and I work on a lot of coordination with client developers.
Oh, that's great. If I know, the scaling problems is not the main focus of Ethereum, yes? And some projects like Plasma and something like this are something like outsourced now for Ethereum or not?
You mean for the Ethereum Foundation?
Yes.
The Ethereum Foundation in-house does some client development and does a lot of tooling, so we work on Solidity and languages and tooling around it, and we're working on these major protocol upgrades, so for layer 1. On the layer 2 side, we have a few people in-house that work on protocol upgrades, but more so we've been trying to foster a layer 2 community through education and through our grants program. We've granted quite a bit of money to Plasma, state channels, and other layer 2 scaling. So again, although we're not doing a lot of that in-house, we are very excited about it and promoting it via funding and education.
Okay. What do you think? What will be the main challenge when Ethereum 2 will be launched?
So we're launching in phases. Phase 0 is just the core system level infrastructure chain that's kind of a proof of stake chain. And then we're going to be layering in the shards and layering in more sophisticated machinery over time. So it's complicated. It's a complex system, and so getting the hard start is between here and launch, in which we have a number of clients. We're going to have to find all the bugs, do lots of sophisticated testing, and have like long-standing test nets and kind of make everything robust. So really, like, the hard part is between now and launch, and then obviously maintaining a live network is tough, but we're not going to launch until we're ready. So the hard stuff's to come.
Okay. And the last question, I think the most popular, what about terms?
About terms?
Yes.
What do you mean?
When do you expect will be something launched?
We're going to see in the next 4 or 5 months, we're going to start seeing longer standing multi-client testnets, and when those prove robust, we're going to launch. So
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
nice to meet you.
It. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, this is Mike from Loom Network. Mike, what could you tell about your project, about Loom, and about yourself? What do you do?
Yeah, so here at Loom, we're building a network of high throughput layer 2 sidechains to Ethereum, and so that allows for fast and gasless transactions at scale. So the idea is to essentially allow dApp developers to build truly scalable and user-facing dApps while inheriting some degree of the security of Ethereum mainnet.
What do you think about the future of Loom Network? What the most challenging problem that you try to solve?
Oh, I think it's just really, ultimately we're building developer tools, so bringing developers onto the platform and making sure that
something like adoption for developers to your platform.
Yeah, and so we've got we're building a number of different tools on top of the scalability infrastructure. We have a product called Crypto Zombies, which teaches developers how to build their own smart contracts and dApps and blockchain games in a really fun and interactive way. And so we're doing our part in trying to train engineers and bring more engineers into the space and then actually give them the tools and the platform to deploy dApps and do so at reasonable scale and with actual consumer-grade user experience.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much. Thank you. Here is Kevin from Iopa, directly from Switzerland. Kevin, what do you think about this conference, about Coindesk, about consensus?
Yeah, it's been so far, it's the first day, it's been a fantastic experience, meeting a lot of cool like-minded people from the space. It's really one of the get-togethers in every year for the whole global community, and yeah, I'm looking forward for the rest of the conference.
That's great. What about New York? What do you think about it?
Well, it's a fantastic city, obviously, and there's so much you can do and see, and yeah, so it's been fantastic so far.
Okay, I hope to see you again, and we will look at your project and wish you the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Daniel, co-founder of Pegasus project. Daniel, how can you introduce yourself and your project?
Hi everyone, so I'm Daniel. I lead operations and strategy for Pegasus. We've built Pantheon, which is an Ethereum mainnet client you can also configure for enterprise deployments.
What do you think about consensus? How it is?
The conference this week is incredible. It's the place to be to meet people who are doing enterprise applications on blockchain, mainnet, private deployments, and everywhere in between. It's been a great conference.
Okay, thank you very much.